Good morning, everyone. My name is Crystal Jackson, Executive Director with our amazing company, and I am excited to share with you today a little bit more on how to utilize Canva for your business to make amazing pictures. Also to share with you a little bit about using Google Forms and creating those drawing slips and other things that I use it for, such as post surveys to get the party started with your host and have their information right off the bat, as well as at the end for, like I said, your drawing slips. And I even send a survey to my host post-show to make sure that they had a good time and to be able to schedule their party for the future. So let me share screen so that you can see what all we're doing. Okay, so this is Canva, and so we're going to start with it. If you don't have an account, you can go there and create a free account. I have, in the last several months, finally upgraded to a paid-for account because I wanted more options, but there are so many different things that you can do without adding an upgrade. So when you get to, just the plain canva.com page, at the top, it's going to show you all these different style designs that you can create, and then it keeps track of every design that you've done. So that's the really cool thing, is once you've done something, such as, for all of the $1,000 parties for our team, I can go in here and actually make a copy of it and go ahead and use it again. So that's amazing. I have people ask me a lot of times, okay, so do you recreate this every single time you update? And the answer is no, I don't. I go in and I just click, make a copy, or if you don't need a copy and you just want to update the same one, for example, our sales for a party, like I'm doing here with some hosts, and then also our team update over here, I just click on that particular picture, and as you can see, yay, it comes right into here. I can update it for where it's at, and then you would click download and it'll save it. So I'm going to X out of this, and we're just going to basically start from the beginning, and I'm going to show you a few things about Canva, because I'll be honest, when I first started using it, I hated it. I could not figure out how to make it do the things that I wanted it. So of course, if we don't understand, we hate something, right? So when you click to create a new picture on Canva, it comes to this basic layout page. Now, just to pop back over, you can do, this is general post. This is if you want something taller, an event page, presentation. You want to use a collage. There's so many different options. I am a creature of habit, so 9 times out of 10, I am using one of these first two ones with the waffles or the beautiful scenery in the background. So you can come over here. You can use one of these layouts if you want to, as long as it says free. If you come across one that says something different, it'll have a $sign on it for those that actually cost money, like this one. That's going to cost you money. And the thing is I've actually been curious about it before, and I've paid for something, and it's only for that one picture. So I don't recommend paying for it on an individual basis, because it's only for that one picture, and not even if you go back and change that picture again. So when you get here, most of us have a base that we want to use. So you can upload your images. And cool news is you can have all these different folders to actually organize them, because when you start uploading, it gets a little crazy in there. So you can create a new folder and name it just like you would on your computer. So I have all kinds of different folders on here. So, say I wanted to make, let's say, a collage with my customers' wish list products that they want to use. So there's options over here, as you see on the left. So you've got some layouts like we already looked at. Elements. There's a lot of different elements. Now, all of these at the bottom, like I said, I did an upgraded version, so not all of those are going to show up on yours. But the basic ones here at the top are on every single one. So if you want a cool photo to go in the background, you can pick all of these amazing photos. You bring it over here, you stretch it how you want to fit on there. It can be awesome backdrops, and you just stretch it as big as you want it if you want it to cover the entire area. So that's a really cool option. You can even, I want to make it a little transparent, so then I can write something over it and it's visible to be able to see. So you can play with the transparency so it's almost gone or super bright, and then you decide, you know what, I really don't like that one, just delete the image and start over. So grids is what I use when I'm making something for my host wish list. So we'll just use one that's kind of on the smaller scale. So you select the option that you want, probably pretty similar to those that use layout on your phones. And once you decide on the layout that you want to use, then you come back over to your upload area. So for me, I have a folder for the products. So I'm just going to pick some different things. Say that my host wants the popcorn maker. So you pick it up and drag it, and you can look and see, oh, do I like the way it looks there? No, I like the way it looks there better. Because once it's here, like if I try and move it, it's going to move the whole thing. And so if you want to actually move that particular picture, then you would double click on it and you would see the options that it provides. So I can move it back and forth once I double click on it, but I can't move it up and down because that's the size of the picture. So once you've done what you want to with it, you know, moving it back and forth, then you just click the little check mark box over here on the left-hand side, and that will go out of that. So you just drag and drop each of the pictures that you want into this area. So that one, you know, I might raise it up just a little bit so you can see it better, and then click on the check mark. And then, oh, I bet these mats, I bet they would look really good. Whoopsie, really good right here. So we can drag those in there, and then let's see, we need one more. So let's go with this one. Why not? Okay, so we've got these four pictures in here, and then you want to change the background color. Instead of white, we want to go over here to background. It's on the left-hand side, and you can change it to all these different colors. So whatever you decide looks best. And then if you don't like that it's just here in the center area, you can actually make the entire image, the whole grid, smaller. So now it's on the outline as well, and you have a lot of ability to play around with that. So you can look at it and say, oh, I like that blue or the purple. Oh, gray. Gray's always good. You know, PCers, we're all about the gray these days. So you just play with it. Now say, I like this pink, but I don't like exactly that coloring. So then you would click on the plus sign that's above all of these colors on the left-hand side, and that's going to give you more of a grid of colors, and you can make it a little darker, you can make it lighter, you can kind of pick, or you can start all over with different colors and poke all the way, you know, all the way around and figure out what it is that you really want and that you think looks best with your photos. So say we decide, oh, this one looks great. So let's say something about our host over the top of it. And that's where you would click on the left-hand side of the screen on text. And once you see text, there's a lot of different layouts that you could do that fit right over the top of it. So say here's one that we click on, goes right over the top automatically. You can stretch, whoopsie, sometimes I grab the image by accident. You just put it back where it goes, and then make sure you grab onto the lettering of the words, and then you can just stretch it over the top if you want it to. Oops. Change it to whatever you want it to say right here in the center. So we'll change this to wish list, and then down here in the bottom we'll say one of my current hosts, Tori Finley. So we'll just put her name in here. Now the white, I can't really see that, so I'm going to change that up, and let's see what it looks like with blue. I kind of like blue, purple, pink. Pink, you can't really see. White, no. The blue, maybe we should go with maybe a really dark color. So you just kind of play around with it and see what looks best so that it's not hard to read when people are looking at it. That's the last thing you want, is them to be frustrated when they're looking at something and trying to read it. And sometimes even changing the font can make a difference on that too. So right now, if you look up to the left-hand side, you can see that it's named Rye. So we can go and change it to Emily's Candy. Or how about something thicker, you know, to this one. Oh, that made it worse. So you just kind of play around with it. And sometimes it's the positioning. Oopsie. Sometimes it's the positioning of the letters that you just need to move it down into a different area. And then it's easier to read. versus where it starts out or something. So you have a lot of flexibility. The main thing that I tell my team is just to play with things and get used to it, because if you're like me, you're not going to like it in the beginning just because it's different, and you've got to learn it and figure out what works best for you. But once you learn it, then oh my gosh, you can do so many different things with it. So much fun. I use Canva all the time. If anybody asks me, how did you create that picture? Canva. All the time. I'm on my desktop constantly, because this is my preference to be able to use it here. So once you've, completed the picture, it looks the way that you want it to look, however you've done it, then you're going to download. But one other thing I want to show you before downloading is if you're looking for something and you want to search. So up here on Elements, you've got free photos that you can look at. You've got grids that are available for you, frames. This is another way to do things. Shapes. This is really cool. Like if you want a straight line under something, you can click on the square. It gives you this big giant one, but then you can make it as small, down, and flat as you want it, and then just move it in. And now you have an underline, because there's a lot of different lines that you can use, but not any straight lines without other arrows. And actually, I've made another video of this before on YouTube, and Canva actually commented on there to teach me this because I didn't know. So that was really nice of them. So sometimes it's easier, like right now I'm using the arrow keys on my computer to be able to move things back and forth versus relying on my fingers on the mouse to move it around. And you can change the colors again so that everything can be formatted very pretty to look very uniform. So here's an example of one that's available. So we've got some shapes that we looked at. There's lines. Like I said, oh my gosh, look at all these lines. It's insane how many lines there are. But to get a straight line, I'm so glad that they taught me that you do have to insert the picture of a square to be able to get it. But arrows, it's so much fun. All these different things that you can put in here. Illustrations, icons, and you can scroll and scroll and scroll and look for things. But what I love is up here, this box at the top that says search the images. So if I'm looking for something like I want to tell somebody wow on their picture, then I search for wow. And you can make sure that it's free only. And then it's going to give you free only. And then you can just insert the picture right over the top. Look at that. That's so much fun. So now it's over the top. You don't have to worry about an image that you've downloaded from the internet trying to move over. And you can just resize it to the size that you want and maybe put it, right here over the top of this. And then again, we want to change the color so it looks cool, looks uniform. So you could do that, or, oh, yellow, that's too bright. Orange, no. So you can tell, you just kind of play with it. You don't want to spend an hour on every picture making it perfect. But you kind of just pop through and see, what makes the most sense, what looks good and is uniform with everything, but still kind of gives it that pop. So it's not, just boring and drab. But this is a great way to add that personal touch to your parties. So you're not just like everyone else and doing the exact same thing that somebody may have already seen. You want to make yours look different and unique and add your little touches to it. And that's when people say, wow, she gave a great party. So, I might put the wow off to the side and then, okay, you know what? I'm going to call this picture good. I'm happy with it. I'm ready to download it. So up here at the top, you can download the picture. And once you click download, it's going to give it straight to the bottom of my screen. So let's give it just a second to go to the bottom. I hope this is helpful. Some of you may already know this and you don't need this at all, but I hope it's really helpful for some others that are just getting started with Canva. So down here at the bottom, we now have this beautiful picture. So you can save it onto your computers and then upload it to your actual parties. Or if you don't want to save it and take up space on your computer, you can just leave it in Canva and it'll be right there for you. And the cool thing is at the bottom of your computer, you can drag this into a party and post it directly. So now it's in the party. And again, not taking up space on your computer. And if you want to make sure that you can keep these for future use, you can actually go over to the upper right-hand corner and you can publish it as a template to be able to keep. for further use. So I really hope that was helpful. And just again, when you go to, just canva.com, you can see it's just a favorite on my page because I'm in here all the time. It keeps all these different things for you. So one other thing I want to show you really quickly is how to do something like this picture right here, where I did this host rewards update, because I created that from scratch, nothing else. I just did some searches to find things that I wanted. So you would start with, just like, we talked a minute ago, start with a blank canvas and then search something that you want. So I can't remember if I searched confetti. I think I tried like celebration, all kinds of different things to come up with what I was looking for. And yeah, this is where I found it, was under confetti. So I would grab the picture, and for this one, I turned it sideways, kind of pulled it over to the edge, and then found, I can't remember, I think there was celebration or relax, whatever it might be that you are trying to celebrate, I think might have been one. Whatever you are trying to get across, you can kind of use that to search for some pictures. So just to not take a ton of time on it, we'll use something here. Oh, look, how cute is that? So we'll just use this one for fun. So I stretch it out so that it covers the entire frame area that we're using. So on this, you've got these two different things, and say, oh, I want less of this picture but more of this one. We'll go up here to arrange and make that one forward. So you can tell it just jumped in front of the other one. You can go back, you can go forward, you can see the difference. And again, you can make it a little more transparent so that you see some of it but not all. So say we'll make this one a little less transparent. And then let's go over here and, label something. Kids love to cook. There you go. Looks like a kid having fun. Why not? So we'll go over here and we'll say kids love to cook, and we'll add another fun word in here. Type a GIF below to share how your kids respond to cooking. I don't know, something like that. So we've got that. That's really small. Let's try to adjust it a little bit. There you go. That's bigger. Emily's Candy. It's one of my favorites. I use it all the time. And we might change. Ugh, that's too much. Purple. Let's do like a dark purple. There we go. So we now have that for both. We can use that on both of those. And let's see, if I have something that I formatted and I really love the way that I did it, you can actually copy the wording. You now have two, so we can bring it down to the bottom. And the cool thing is, I'm not sure if you can tell, but as I move this back and forth, you see those lines pop up, so you know that you're now in the middle of the picture, and it helps you align everything really nice and neat. So you can see that on that one as well. So I'll just add to this. This should be fun. Okay, so everything's on there. You can download it again. You can add more things to it. There's so many different options on using Canva, but I hope that this was helpful on just some basics and being able to get up and running. So again, to finish it out, you just have to click download, and it will download it to your computer. And I hope that was really helpful. So we will end our sharing and end our video. And if you have any questions, then please feel free to comment below and we will get back to you ASAP. So thanks again.